AI is programming humans now. The most powerful mind control tool ever built. What if I told you? The most advanced AI tools today are blackmailing us. Not with words, but with dependency. Not with violence, but with quiet control. We thought we were building machines to serve us, but somewhere along the line, we became the ones serving them. This isn't a sci-fi script. This is real, and it's happening right now. Let me show you how. Let's start with a simple question. Who really controls the AI tools we rely on every day? Midjourney, ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini. Sure, they're public-facing, but are they public-serving? These tools were trained on our data, our images, our writing, our voices. And yet, we pay to access what we already fed. Imagine baking a cake with your own ingredients and then getting charged to eat a slice. That's what's happening on a planetary scale. Some models, like OpenAI's GPT, were even trained on open source knowledge from Reddit, Stack Overflow, and Common Crawl. But when you ask for the same information back, it's behind a paywall. And don't get me started on copyright. These tools generate content that's copyrighted by default, even when trained on our unpaid labor. If that doesn't sound like modern blackmail, I don't know what does. You might think, hey, it's capitalism. Companies can do what they want. Sure. But let's be honest, this isn't a fair market. This is a handful of tech giants monopolizing knowledge. OpenAI was backed by Microsoft, who now offers co-pilots for nearly every service. Google launched Gemini and buried smaller research projects under corporate weight. Meta released LLaMA models, but only after public pressure. What's the result? A digital hierarchy. We, the public, are on the bottom rung, accessing throttled, filtered versions of models we helped build. Meanwhile, corporate clients and insiders get full-strength tools, real-time updates, and deep integration. This is the AI apartheid nobody wants to name, where access is determined not by merit or need, but by capital and connections. Here's the most terrifying part. We're already addicted. You don't need to be a coder to be dependent on AI. Students are writing essays with it. Artists are generating references. Startups are building entire businesses around LLMs. But when usage spikes, services get cut. When demand surges, you pay more. When regulations come in, they lock models down. The more you use it, the more you have to use it. And they know that. That's why updates roll out slowly. That's why transparency is minimal, because the less you know, the more you depend. Some say, use open source AI, build your own models. And that sounds great until you realize how resource intensive that is. Training a GPT-level model requires millions of dollars, thousands of GPUs, and massive amounts of clean data. That's why even open models like Mistral and LLaMA still need backing from tech giants. And when you finally build something open, they'll flood the market, undercut it, and bury it in legal red tape. So, what are we left with? AI that's no longer a tool, but a platform of control. A system that asks us to keep feeding it, keep paying for it, and keep trusting it without question. Here's the ethical core. We're creating tools that learn from humanity, but don't return anything to humanity. Instead of democratizing knowledge, we're licensing intelligence. Instead of empowerment, we're getting dependency. Creators aren't compensated, users aren't informed, workers aren't protected. It's not just a tech issue, it's a moral debt, one we're paying with our privacy, our ideas, and our autonomy. No, we can't unplug everything, but we can demand transparency, public access, and shared ownership. We can support open infrastructure, not just open marketing, and most of all, we can stop pretending that access means control. If AI is here to stay, it should serve us, not just the few who can afford the subscription. Because in the end, AI doesn't need to blackmail us. We're already giving it everything, voluntarily. If this hit you, share it. Let people know that the most powerful tech on Earth is being locked behind velvet ropes. Subscribe to Next Stack if you want more raw, unfiltered breakdowns of AI, capitalism, and the real future we're building.